So the Castlevania for Netflix just came out on Friday. I'm very amped. Was very hyped for it to come prior to coming out. When I heard that Castlevania was actually coming out in the show, I was super excited. I've been wanting a Castlevania series for the longest. I've been wanting a movie, a TV show, a cartoon, anything. The closest I ever got was Simon Belmont in Captain N the Game Master, and that Simon Belmont was such trash. It was such a bad portrayal of Simon Belmont. Left a really bad taste in my mouth. But Castlevania came to Netflix, and I was so excited about that because Netflix really knows how to get these shows going, and they're really accurate, and they really put a lot of detail. Like this whole thing with Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, done really well. So I was extremely excited about the Castlevania. I originally thought it was going to be live action, like people, and then I found out it was going to be Jap animation. And that's great. I was just expecting people. That's what I was really going for, but I was definitely willing to give it a shot. Then they had the preview, you know, the little commercial, and I was like, okay, this looks good. I just hope it is good, because everyone knows video games to movies, video games to cartoons, or vice versa, it's always trash. They never get it right. The closest movie I enjoyed that was to a video game was Mortal Kombat. That is the closest one. And then part 2 of Mortal Kombat was complete trash. So video games and movies have a very, very bad history, a very bad relationship. So obviously I was kind of skeptical on what was going to happen. Just it being it with Netflix, I had high hopes. That's the only reason. So yeah, so Castlevania came out. The storyline is basically from Castlevania 3. They did a fantastic job. The thing with Castlevania, it's had a story, but it's not, the game series itself is not driven by its story. It's driven by its detail of art, action, difficulty, music. Story's just there, but it's never really like, it's not like the main thing. And this show really brings the story out. It's very detailed. You know, they took Castlevania 3. They kind of, you know, Symphony of the Night kind of has a connection to it, and it's like they really got it. They really got it. The story is really well, and the character development. You really fall for the characters. Like Dracula, you know, he wanted nothing to do with humans, and he had to get involved again. Like he didn't want to deal with them. Something tragic happened, and he got involved. You know, he became his evil self. It's a great story. You know, the characters, you know, the character development. They have Trevor Belmont. They have Alucard. They have, I think her name's Sypha from Castlevania 3. You know, and Trevor Belmont, at first I was a little bit skeptical, because he kind of like doesn't care. He doesn't care what's going on. He's a hero, but he doesn't want to be a hero. He doesn't. Kind of just gave it up. And during the story continues, he cares, and he starts caring, and the characters are very detailed. And Alucard has his relationship with his father Dracula, how it's conflicting. The story's really well done, and you know, anyone who's into Castlevania is gonna love this. Absolutely love the story, the feel. You know, I was skeptical on the Jap animation. The Jap animation's done amazingly. It gives me a feel of like Game of Thrones with vampires and monsters. You know, this whole thing with the church involved. It reminded me of Game of Thrones of, I think it was like the last season. It does have a Game of Thrones. You know, and let me tell you, Game of Thrones is my favorite show. And I love Castlevania, and they kind of just combined the both of them together, and it really is working out. It's done so well. Now, I have the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is everything I just said. The story's fantastic, the animation's fantastic, the character development, fantastic. The action, it's violent, it's gory, and it's an interesting thing. You know, my son told me, if he asked me, would this show be good? He's asking, would you like the show if it wasn't as gory as it is now? I was like, yeah. Even if it wasn't this gory, it's good. It has a great story. Even if they kept the action vanilla, I would still love this show. It's really good. It's really well done. That's the good. I mean, it's great. I mean, if you're a Castlevania fan, you've been waiting for this. You're in heaven. You know, it's great. If you know nothing about this, you're gonna like it. It's really, I mean, if you're into like this gothic vampire, you know, heroism type of thing, you're gonna like it. The bad is it's only 4 episodes. I honestly was like, I was planning to spend a whole week just watching this. It's only 4 episodes. It was so disappointing because I really wanted to continue watching the show. Only 4. The Ugly, each episode's about 22 minutes. So it goes really, really fast. And I understand because Netflix has been, they've been a little bit more stricter with their TV shows. I know they've been canceling a lot of shows, like in the first season. So from my understanding, they gave them like a certain budget. They're trying to see how it works. If there's a high demand, then they'll continue. So there is good news. There will be a season 2. They've gotten good results. I think it'll be next summer. Unfortunately, I think it's only 8 episodes, and if it's going to be 8 episodes, I hope at least they make it an hour long each episode instead of 22 minutes, because it was short. But other than that, that was the bad and ugly. It was just short. It was just too short, and even the episodes are too short. But I loved it. I loved it. You know, that's my opinion. The show is great. I can't wait for season 2. If you're into Castlevania, you're gonna love this. If you're not into Castlevania, you're still gonna love this. I like the direction. I hope they continue this. Well, they will for season 2. But I just hope they give us more, you know, more episodes and more length in the episodes. But yeah, tell me what your thoughts are. This is Goblin215, and I'm out.
We are the goblins. We are the goblins.